In 2019, Samsung infiltrated the mid-range segment with its M series of smartphones. Cut to 2020, Samsung is trying to get its foot in the budget flagship range, where we have already entrenched players like Asus, Xiaomi, Realme, and most importantly, OnePlus. And Samsung's ammunition in this war is the S10 Lite. The S10 Lite might be confusing for the North American markets, but it is a clear war cry against the domination of OnePlus in India. Hi, I'm Ershad from Mr. Phone, and I've moved my primary SIM to the S10 Lite, and I have a few first thoughts on the phone. Let's get down to my hands-on review. But before we move on, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever Mr. Phone puts out an awesome new tech video. So first things first, let's find out where Samsung has cut corners on the S10 Lite's design. It doesn't come with wireless charging, it has no IP rating, and this is not a glass body. It instead uses a composite of glass and plastic called Glastick. By the way, this is not the first time on a Samsung phone. The A50s, the A30s, and quite a few other Samsung phones had a similar design. What makes this material work is that it imbibes the best qualities of glass and plastic. Glass makes the phone less prone to scratches, while plastic makes it sturdier. But do what you want, you cannot keep fingerprints at bay. The device also felt slippery to me. Anyway, I like the sloping rear and the in-hand feel, and it feels as premium as a budget flagship should, if that counts for something. Ours is the Prism Blue variant, but it is also available in Prism Black and Prism White. Also, one thing caught my attention. Since the display isn't curved, the blue color of the back extends into the metal frame, and you can see a thin lining of blue surrounding the display. Honestly, I really like the flat display, and thankfully the display also blends into the frame, making touches and swipes across the UI feel natural and organic. Talking about the display, you get a standard gorgeous Super AMOLED Samsung panel with HDR support. A higher refresh rate like the one on the OnePlus 70 or the 70 Pro would have been a nice addition though. Also, the bezels around the display are pretty tiny, and you have a punch hole camera bang in the center just like the Note 10 lineup of phones. Oh, also, you don't get a 2K panel, but in 4 months with the Note 10 Plus, I haven't used it once. So it doesn't really matter much if you ask me. To add to that, you do not get an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, but an optical one. It is definitely slower than the one on the OnePlus 70. Face unlock is faster though. Another omission is the headphone jack. Samsung has apparently done it to keep the body slim at 8.1mm. Plus, you don't get stereo speakers either. However, the mono speaker is loud enough. The SIM card tray is a hybrid one for those wondering. Oh, and before I forget, the haptic feedback is great, but not as precise as it is on the Note 10 Plus or the S10 Plus. Interestingly, at the pre-briefing, Samsung was most excited about the pro-grade cameras on the S10 Lite. Essentially, you get a triple camera setup on a squarish module that protrudes from the back of the body. There's a 48 megapixel primary sensor, 12 megapixel wide angle camera, and a 5 megapixel macro sensor. You also get a 32 megapixel selfie camera on the front. But here's the thing, the S10 Lite has a new steady shot OIS on the primary camera. What Samsung claims is the S10 Lite has a wider correction range of ±3 compared to ±1 on regular OIS. This means that you get excellent stabilization at 4K 30 FPS. However, please do not confuse this with the steady shot feature. That is when the phone uses software-based algorithms to actually stabilize the image. Steady shot is more effective and it is better at stabilization, but you lose out on resolution and detail. I'll delve deeper when I do a camera comparison with other phones. For now, take a look at a few samples from the phone and comparison with the Note 10 Plus and the OnePlus 7T. One of the major reasons why the S10 Lite is the talk of the town is because it packs a Snapdragon 855 chip inside. This is the only phone after the Samsung Galaxy Fold to come with a flagship Snapdragon SoC. The benchmark numbers are better than the Note 10 Plus, but the OnePlus 7T punches ahead. PS, the phone comes in a single variant with 8 gigs of RAM and 128GB of storage. In my limited time, the phone has been really responsive and snappy. I played a couple of sessions of Call of Duty and it was smooth sailing through and through. To power all these internals, you get a beefy 4500 mAh battery and a 25-watt charger inside the box. Best part, the phone also supports 45-watt fast charging just like the Note 10 Plus. That's great. I'll test the charging speeds and the battery life in due course, but I'm interested in seeing how Snapdragon improves battery performance over Exynos because it was not as good on the Note 10 Plus. Although I did notice that Samsung has changed the battery usage stats page to look like iOS 13's, this makes reading screen on time a pain. Talking about software, you get One UI 2.0 based on Android 10. Plus, you also get Samsung Pay, Not Pay Mini, and Knox as well. I know many folks who will buy this phone for just these two features alone. Essentially, the S10 Lite is shaping up to be an excellent budget flagship smartphone, and there are many reasons why I think that OnePlus should be worried. But it might be too premature for me to say that, so let me go ahead and use the phone before I give out a final verdict. Until then, I am super excited about using a Samsung flagship with a Snapdragon processor. Hashtag little joys of life. So what do you guys think of our first impressions of the S10 Lite? Do let me know in the comment section below. What are the kind of videos that you want to watch with the S10 Lite? Again, do let us know in the comment section below. Until next time, this is Ershad from Mr. Phone signing off. Goodbye and Godspeed, my friends.